You won't be a big softie after I'm through with you, that's for sure.
Brandon, see, this is why you should have played yourself. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, I've officially moved. Yeah, this video is probably going to be coming late because it took me so long to set up this little situation. It looks like I'm filming in the forest, but it is what it is. We're reviewing The Circle Season 6, Episode 9. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So, it's no surprise that Kyle chose to stay in The Circle. Honestly, these cliffhangers, like, I understand why they're doing it. They want to keep us in for the next week. But I completely forgot that this was even going to happen. I was like, oh, right. The stay or sacrifice thing. Anyways, Kyle chose to stay. Caress, on behalf of Paul, chose to sacrifice.
No, he didn't. Yo, he really had my back, fam.
I would have decided to stay too, honestly, if I felt like I was at the top. I would have been devastated if I would have brought Kyle out with me. So Kyle, I bow out to you.
A lot of you guys were hypothesizing that Caress is likely going to give up her game because she does know that Paul is at the bottom of the rankings, and it's unlikely at this point that Paul is going to win. So, listen, I was a bit shocked. Caress just had this, I don't want to say ego per se, because I feel like the ego comes in her trying to play as Paul, but it seemed like she had such fervor to want to play and to prove something to herself. So seeing her sacrifice, I was like, oh, it was the best decision, probably her best strategic decision so far, but I was still like, oh, okay. So Caress actually doesn't get to choose who she wants to see after the blocking, so she went to go see her ride or die, which is Kyle.
I am Paul. Yes, Paul is my younger brother. Honestly, I figure it would be better to play him. He's already super popular. Lauren slid in my chats.
I called her my hashtag Circle Princess.
She just told me the same thing. Got you, my king. So yes, definitely look out for her.
Wow.
You don't care if I'm a female or not. Like, yo, what's up, Paul?
No, you my boy. Can I have a hug just one more,
Absolutely.
man? I really
Absolutely,
appreciate it.
man. Absolutely.
It was a little bit weird, just a little tiny bit. Weird how Kyle kept saying, you're still my bro for life. And I'm like, okay, but she's clearly a woman. I don't know. That's just a little thing. But it was good to see that Kyle still had so much affection for Paul / Caress, even after learning that Caress is Paul. Caress also mentioned that the reason why she played as Paul is because Paul has a lot of followers on social media. And this is a cautionary tale to people out there who want to buy their likes, buy their follows, buy their views on YouTube. Sweetie, you still have to have that thing, that charisma, that personality to maintain a platform and to have that influencer status. Just having the numbers means nothing. Paul has a magnetic personality. And it's not to say that Caress didn't, but Caress cosplaying as Paul was not giving the same vibe. Caress also decided to give Kyle her gameplay. She thinks that Lauren is untrustworthy. Kyle isn't really too keen on her anyway, so I don't think that swayed his opinion of her in any direction. And then with Olivia, Caress was trying to say she doesn't trust Olivia either. However, as we know, Kyle and Olivia had their connection over losing a parent. So yeah, that one wasn't really going to sway Kyle because he already has this newfound affection for Olivia. So cool, happy days. Then Caress gives us the goodbye message and she drops a rap that makes me think, girl, you should just play yourself.
Came up in this circle as my brother Paul. Hey. Thought that we was about to go with balls to the wall. Yo, but it's time for me to dip. To all my people in the circle, cheers, let's have a sip. Brother said cuckoo, so I responded to the call. But all the ratings came, yep, and all the ratings fall. Now I enjoyed the journey, yo, now I enjoyed the trip. I'm coming for you, so watch your lip.
I think the reason why her ego got in the way of her gameplay was because she's trying to be this macho guy. Yeah, I'm a guy's guy. I'm with the fellas. Like, it's unnatural. So it's almost an overcompensation of who she is naturally. Even seeing her goodbye message talking to Kyle, not message, but her goodbye conversation talking to Kyle, it was a different demeanor altogether. And I was like, Caress, we needed this in the game. Like, ugh. But anyways, she's gone. She didn't say who her ride or die was. We assume because she's not allowed to. And the people in the circle are not suspecting Kyle. So I guess that's good for Kyle. We don't know. So in the circle chat, Jordan is trying to get some information again. And it's just, it's the least subtle thing you've ever seen.
She sure did get my body moving. Sorry if anyone's ceiling was shaking. Who came for her publicly?
People are not just gonna answer you like that, dog. Like,
I knew something was a little wonky.
but we ended it with lots of love. Oh, she bothers me so much right now, man.
I'm telling you, she's way too nice.
Like, I just want to know why people kind of shed such a bad light on me yesterday.
Oh, she said it was brutal. Okay, I'm sorry, Autumn.
I am trying to paint Big J as the victim. When someone I felt comforted by shed a negative light on me, it had me feeling down.
When it comes to Jordan and even Lauren, this game works for people who can find a middle ground between strategy and emotions. Because Lauren is just too emotionally invested for this game from time to time that it makes it hard for her to make those strategic moves because her heart is in it too much. And then you have Jordan, who can't connect with people on a human level because he's so focused on strategy. He needs more of that empathetic side that Lauren is struggling from, you know? Because I don't even think that Jordan has bad gameplay. It's just he's so stuck on making Big J this caricature. And I can't even say caricature because it's who he was. He's leaning so far into the stereotype of who Big J was and who he was perceived to be. And it's just not connecting with people because Jordan himself is disconnected and is just trying to be strategic. It's not gonna work. He's then trying to pull the sympathy card in the circle. Sir, ain't nobody falling for it, okay? We can tell that it's inauthentic. I can't even say we. The people in the circle who don't have a broader scope of what's going on can tell that it's inauthentic. As of this point, the only person who can really pull the emotional card is Autumn. And speaking of Autumn, Autumn is recounting the game from the night before, and she's still upset that Lauren basically threw her under the bus.
What exactly was your strategy by throwing shade on my name?
I don't know what I was thinking in strategy. My head told me putting your name would insult you the least since we just had a great chat.
I'm sorry to drag you down. It will not happen again.
I don't know about this ride or die till the end shit, though. I don't want to be worrying about one mistake that I made.
She can't see past having to right that wrong, having to make you apologize for how you made her feel, which on a human level, I totally understand, but on a game level, people are not gonna appreciate being called out. If you're constantly like, you hurt my feelings and you need to atone for your sins, okay, well, guess who's getting cut next? You. That, like, come on, sis, I don't know. She's a little bit too stuck on her emotions, if you ask me. This actually kind of lit a fire under Lauren. Lauren is the type to kind of just put her tail between her legs and say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I didn't even mean to do that, oh. But because of Autumn's call out, Lauren is starting to think, well, hold on. I'm here for myself. I need to play a selfish game. And unfortunately, if you go down, that's none of my business. If the ride or die situation was not in play, I would fully agree with her. But your fate is tied to Autumn. I would think twice about wanting to play a solely selfish game. Jordan is another one who's really stuck on wanting to call people out. He is so stuck on Miles, and somebody in the comments said what I was thinking. I think that it's bigger than just the game when it comes with Jordan. I think that Miles represents what Big J may or may not have experienced, and so him gunning for Miles so hard is bigger than the circle. But that's my own hypothesis. I'm obviously reaching. I don't know him. He didn't tell me this verbatim. If you want to come on the channel and talk about it, we're open. Anybody who's from the show, Caress, girl, we need to talk about your gameplay because what was going on? We need to talk. And QT, you know we need to talk, okay? Yeah. But with Jordan, I'm just thinking to myself, take yourself out of Big J for a second and just be you today. Find a way to connect with people with who you are today. Yes, you were using the pictures of Big J, but he's leaning so much into the insecurity and the woe is me and the I'm mad at certain people who Miles represents. It's just sinking his game every single day. And I just want to clarify really quickly. I do think that Jordan choosing to play as Big J was smart strategically because people do have stereotypes. I mean, he has stereotypes too about Miles, about Kyle. People are naturally going to see Big J as the way that he has already said people will see Big J. Leaning too far into the stereotype is what his downfall is. He's perpetuating this self-deprecating persona of Big J that is just draining to be around. And on a game level, I don't know who's gonna want to align with somebody who just seems like a ticking time bomb almost. So yeah, I don't know. This is probably a thing that's bigger than the game, and we're not gonna know until the game is over. And eventually he's gonna have to stop that if you ask me. So he thinks that Mile has this mist and he's fooling everybody in the circle. And I'm like, you're the only one who's misting yourself, sweetie. You're the only one who's stuck on this image of Miles. And Miles is just genuinely cool with a lot of people in the circle. It just is what it is. Moving on, we have QT and Olivia who have a conversation. Olivia is at the point where she thinks, where she thinks maybe Cassie misunderstood the situation between her and QT.
Make her feel like I'm very remorseful for the Cassie blocking. I thought that after the Cassie blocking, you might not be happy with me.
I feel like this has just been a huge miscommunication. I thought that you were afraid to talk to me.
Is there a bias when it comes to QT? From me? Absolutely. But like, I love her gameplay. I really, really do. QT is aware that Cassie shared information about her and Miles. And the way that she brought it up in this conversation completely disarmed Olivia. And Olivia had no choice but to think, wait, okay, so maybe Cassie was tripping. Like maybe Cassie didn't understand. Cassie fully understood. I think that Cassie had an inflated view of the alliance with QT, but there was some sort of bond there that QT broke, and Cassie was hurt by that. And Olivia was gung-ho on coming for QT because QT's the reason why Cassie's gone, right? But I don't know. It was so masterfully done. Olivia just put her guard down and was like, you know what? I totally misunderstood. We should work together. Yes, you should. So they actually agreed to kind of sync Autumn's game, which works in Olivia's favor because that's already the direction she was going in with Miles. So if QT is down with doing it, likely Kyle is down to do it as well. It seems like if anybody's going to be blocked next, it's probably going to be Autumn, which makes sense, child, because I'm still wondering how Autumn wasn't at the bottom. Like some of you guys are trying to tell me it's obviously Paul who's, yeah, I get that Paul was at the bottom, but there was an agenda against Autumn. There was a clear agenda against Autumn. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how did she not make it in the bottom? The only thing that I can think of is because of the ride or die twist, people had to reconfigure how they were going to vote to make sure that their ride or die was higher in the rankings. So that kind of toppled the votes. But let's get on one accord, okay? And let's get Autumn out of here. No offense, Autumn. They played a game called Naughty and Nice, where each player had to upload a naughty photo of themselves and a nice photo of themselves. I don't know what their definition of naughty was, but this was not giving naughty. It's not like I was expecting somebody to be in a dominatrix outfit or anything, but I was just thinking like, come on. QT, you failed. You failed. You're in Tim's, leggings, and a hoodie in a bedroom on the floor. Girl, that ain't naughty. Kyle, that was not naughty. Who else's was not naughty? Big J, but again, people think, oh, Big J. So it kind of fit with the stereotype. So cool. The fact that Olivia and Lauren had the naughtiest photos is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. But I think this game was a little bit of a filler. Maybe it was supposed to add more drama than it did because we didn't really get anything out of it. The most naughty person was Lauren and the nice person was Olivia. Now, it kind of works against Olivia because people are saying, okay, how nice is too nice in this game? Eventually, we might have to cut you off because if everybody thinks you're so nice, they're going to vote you to win and I'm at a loss. So that's the only way that I see it hurting anyone, but the game really didn't do much for me. Kyle is now trying to be a Mac Daddy. Okay, we know that he is married and we know that Olivia is really Brandon. However, Olivia and Kyle are gonna get their flirt on.
Hot, confident blonde.
I don't mean nothing I say.
I just wish you were here chilling in the hot tub with me right now.
I'll show you what I would look like if I was about to jump in that hot tub with you. Oh, it's giving bulge too. Definitely screams hashtag Zaddy.
The bikini in that photo is the same one I've got on now.
Wow, baby, look. You look. I'm not looking. Nope. Circle. Close photo.
The way that I was dying through this conversation, because it's both of them thinking that they're playing the other, but they kind of cancel each other out, because Kyle is like, oh, this means nothing to me. I'm a married man. You know, I got my girl at home, whatever, whatever. And then Brandon's like, oh, this means nothing to me because I'm an old balding gay man. Is that what he said? He said something along those lines. So he's just like, yes, I find you attractive, but I'm not Olivia. It was just so good. Brandon's personality is so funny. And as much as I do want him to play himself, I think that we get to see how funny it is because we see Brandon and then the profile of Olivia. So fine, I'll get off Brandon's back. I think it was a good choice to play Olivia, but play a little bit harder. I want to see a little bit more brutality. All right. Then the episode ends with us learning that there's only going to be one influencer in the ranking and that their ride or die is going to be a secret influencer. If I'm to assume from previous seasons, the secret influencer gets to anonymously block somebody. So the rest of the island, not Islanders, child, this is not Love Island. The rest of the circle does not know who your ride or die is or who did the blocking. So I guess this ride or die thing is going to the end of the season. Yeah, anyways. Oh, speaking of Love Island, y'all, I saw the TikToks of QT and, what's his name now? Miles on my For You page, right? And I opened the comments and people are here like, wow, way to spoil the season. How is that you know, The Circle is not a dating show, right? Like, The Circle is a strategic show. And I think that's why a lot of people are struggling to connect with this season. And I don't know if more people are watching my videos this season because I just have more subscribers or because there's more interest in my videos. But to me, this is the more interesting season because there is more strategy involved. The previous seasons are just so like, let's all be friends and let's be like, I don't care for the fluff. I don't care for the romances. If it's there, it's cute, but I want the strategy. And I like that this season has a lot of strategy. It's not for everyone, but this is what The Circle is about, if you ask me. So we'll see what happens in the next episodes. Please do not spoil. I'm going to try to catch up today just to avoid the spoilers. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.